క్యాప్టెన్ టాస్ గెలిచి చేజ్ చేస్తానే ఉంటారు. అదే చేశారు ఇక్కడ ఇంగ్లాండ్.
Hey, good afternoon. We'll wait for another 5 minutes. People are joining. Is it fine?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Amrit. We'll wait for others to join. Give me 2 minutes to 5 minutes time in between. Actually, I forgot that to give the new link, but I have tried to log in with the old link, but it's not working. Let's wait for another 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
Thanks. Once again, good afternoon all.
Good afternoon.
Hope everyone are able to hear my voice. Okay, few people
Yes.
in the village because of festival. Okay, so we'll continue. We'll see. So last session we were discussing about SDLC, correct? Different types of projects. As again, I'll reiterate once again. So once we crack SAP jobs, FICO or any SAP job, any SAP functional consultant job, so we may fit into any of the project, right? So for example, what were the different projects we have? We have projects like implementation project. We may have rollout. See, I have given here few projects, correct? So after completion of this course, we may work in implementation project, or we may work in support and maintenance project, or upgradation project, or rollout project, or enhancement project. So initially what I saw majority cases, normally as long as, for example, your experience are 6 years of 7 years of SAP experience, or 2 years or 3 years experience, right? Any experience you are keeping, or you are going as a fresher. So majority, we won't get the implementation project, right? Any company directly, again, I'm telling you, it's only 85% chances. So we may not get implementation project directly. So we need to have a support and maintenance project or testing project. We have a testing project here, right? And upgradation project. Most of the projects now, SAP is having upgradation projects, as I said, right? Next one, rollout projects and enhancement project. So any of these projects we are getting, right? So like last Thursday, we had a webinar, last Thursday exactly. We had a webinar with SAP AG. So over there, 87% requirement is there in different projects. 87% requirements across the globe. Across the globe, there is 87 requirement. What does it mean? For every 100 companies, out of 100 companies, 87 companies are required functional consultant and as well as technical consultant. Right? Last time also I reiterated, but this is the latest statistics. This is last Thursday statistics. 87% requirement. So it's a crystal clear indication that what the high level management is giving from SAP is the people who are having a 30 to 40% or maximum 50% knowledge, then kindly recruit them. Because directly, however, they won't use it for implementation project. So they are going to use it for testing project or a support project or any other project. So we can at least 1 year, we need to spend the time over there. So we will get a good knowledge in this. Right? So we discussed what do you mean by implementation project, correct? What are the different methodologies? So we used it as an SAP methodology. Last week discussed, right? What do you mean by SAP methodology? SAP methodology is nothing but A stands for accelerated. So never ever in interview ever say that it's a ASAP methodology. Clear? Never ever say that it's a ASAP methodology, right? Just say it as an SAP methodology. So there are two different methodologies are there. One is SAP methodology, and another one is accelerated methodology. Sorry, same SAP methodology and activate methodology. Two methodologies are there in SAP. One is SAP methodology, and another one is activate methodology. Activate methodology we are going to see in S4HANA. So here in SAP methodology, what we need to do is we will configure all the modules. We are configure all the modules in development server, right? Means where we will do it. And after that, directly entire dump we will send it to production system. Entire dump we are going to send into production system. But when it comes to activate methodology, sprint wise we can release to production system. Not complete at total, we can send sprint wise. Means once we complete one sub module like GL, then we can send it to GL to production department. Next one, AP we have completed accounts payable. then we can send it to accounts payable module. We can send it to production department. Clear? Sprint to it. We will discuss in depth. Don't go about this. So we discussed about SAP methodology, right? In that we have a different phases, 5 different steps. Phases are nothing but different steps. So any software, not only SAP, any software like Oracle, it could be anything. They will follow these kind of methodologies. So what is that? There are 5 steps. One is project preparation phase, business blueprint phase, realization phase, final preparation phase, and go live phase. Final preparation phase and go live phase. Clear? So what do you mean by, we have already completed, what do you mean by project preparation phase, right? So for example, once again, I'll reiterate this software development cycle. So here software development cycle is very important to understand. Okay. So here, what does it mean in the sense? For example, Ready Labs is there. They were using different software, like they are using for their finance or accounting, they are using Tally software. Tally software, they are using it. But they have a different departments. They are having a different departments. For example, there is an accounts department, controlling department, nothing but costing department. Okay. Next one, we have HR department. Next one, we have logistics department. We have purchasing department. We have marketing department in Ready Labs. Okay. So they are using, for accounts, they are using Tally. For what we call, for any other like HR, they are using PeopleSoft. And for purchasing, they are using a ERP called BAN, right? As I said that for HR activities, they are using PeopleSoft. So for different departments, they are using different softwares, right? They are using different softwares. So Tally is developed in one particular software. Do you know Tally is developed in what kind of programming language? It is developed in Petrotronics. So actually, the whatever programming language that is not related to Java nor C, C++, that is a completely different programming language. Clear? And after that, so HR, they are using PeopleSoft. HR, they are using PeopleSoft, right? And as I said that for production and planning and purchasing, they are using BAN. Okay. Some other thing, they are using JD Edwards for sales. So they are using different departments, different softwares, right? So what would be the issue? If I want to generate a report, consolidated report, means whether my company, what is my business position? I want to see my balance sheet. So what it will do, when I can come to know the exact balance, my position. So when I club all the incomes and expenditure, all my assets and liabilities, right? If I know complete all the departments, income and expenditure, then I can prepare my profit and loss account. I can prepare my profit and loss account. So with that, I'll come to know what is my profit, what is my loss. Okay. If it is, so if I want to see the reports of HR is using PeopleSoft, right? And Tally is, accounting team is using Tally. So if whatever reports generated in PeopleSoft that I can't understand in Tally, and Tally will not understand those reports. Clear? And same time, whatever reports production and planning purchase department is using, so those reports will not be understood by Tally, right? So if I want to use consolidated report, means one common report, it's not possible if I am using different softwares for different departments. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here the problem is again, so to overcome this difficulty, we have one software we can use for all the departments. We can use for all the departments, one common software, one common ERP. Clear? We discussed what is ERP and all, right? One common software, that is SAP. Here I'm telling you, one software, SAP. SAP can give the solutions for all the departments. How many departments it can give the solutions? How many departments it can give the solutions?
SAP HR, MM.
Yeah, how many I'm asking? What are
I think around 39.
36?
36. Yes.
36 different modules are there. So normally any big organization will have a 15 to 20 departments, max to max. But SAP alone provide the solutions for total 36 different departments. So we call it as a 36 different modules, right? So to overcome this difficulty, the Ready Labs is the company end user. They want to go for, they're having a lot of issues in generating a report because they are using different reports. So to overcome this difficulty, what Ready Labs has done is, Ready Labs want to change their system, their software from non-SAP software to they want to go to SAP software. Because one common software they want to use, with that they can generate one consolidated report completely. One consolidated report. So here what SAP can do, SAP can purchase the software from SAP company. What is the company name? SAP AG. What is the company name? SAP AG, which is in Germany, right? So Ready Labs has purchased SAP software from SAP AG. Okay. So what SAP AG will do, SAP AG will give complete dump, the complete dump to Ready Labs. It will give license, complete license for Ready Labs. So for example, Ready Labs is having a 10 departments. Ready Labs is having only 10 departments. But when they purchased SAP software, so SAP AG will give the software suitable for how many departments? 36 different departments. So will they require all this 10 departments they are having? So another 26 departments software is not useful for them. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So what Ready Labs will do? So Ready Labs wants to customize, convert that software according to their usage. Okay. But Ready Labs can do it because now they purchase the license to use the software. But SAP has provided complete dump. Now Ready Labs can't use directly because it is provided with the 36 different departments. But Ready Labs is having only 10 departments on it. Now what Ready Labs will do is, Ready Labs will approach one dedicated software company who can configure according to Ready Labs requirement. According to Ready Labs requirement, they can take it from SAP AG also. Even SAP AG is also will do the configuration. But compared to third-party software companies, it will charge very much higher. It charges very much higher. Almost all, they will charge 60% higher price when compared to third-party companies, third-party software companies. So that's the reason majority companies, end user companies will go to dedicated software companies, dedicated third-party software companies like Infosys, Wipro, Accenture, right? Entity Data, Capgemini, right? Mahindra Satyam, Tech Mahindra Satyam, right? There are many more companies are there. Many companies are there. I took only 5 examples. There are hundreds of companies are there who can configure SAP software according to the client requirement. Okay. So here what Ready Labs has done is, so out of hundreds of company, they want to give this particular project, okay, to Infosys. They want to give this particular project to Infosys. Understood? So what Infosys people will do, so now there are 3 parties here, 3 parties who has supplied the licenses. We call them as a software provider. We call them as a software provider. And the person who is using end user, we call them as an implementation partner or end user. Implementation partner or end user. And who will develop the software according to the client requirement, right? they will consider as a development partners or consultants. Clear? After completion of this course, where we want to see ourselves, or do we want to see in Ready Labs? Where we want to
No,
see, where we
no,
want
I
to,
think
again reiterating the question. So where we want to see ourselves?
Infosys.
Infosys or SAP AG. SAP AG also provide these services, the development services. But why these people will charge higher price? So that's the reason majority companies will use this third-party services. But even SAP AG will also, every consultant dream at the end, at least for 1 year, they want to work in SAP AG. Almost all. If you ask me, then definitely I want to, if I get a chance, then definitely I'll get I want to work with SAP AG. Clear? Because that thing will be something different. So, but here our cup of tea is not a Ready Labs. To work in Ready Labs as an end user, you don't require to do this particular course. You don't require to do this particular course. Clear? It's very simple end user work, hardly 10 to 15 transactions, 9 hours work. That's it. But if our cup of tea after completion or before completion of the course, if we want to see ourselves in the sense, that's consultant role. So that's the reason, consider, as I said earlier also, you need to consider this particular course, you are working as a consultant, not as an end user. If you are having an end user experience also, keep it aside. Park it aside. Okay, whenever we will come into each and every module, whatever knowledge you are having, okay, initially don't compare, don't get your knowledge or experience at the time of configuration, because it will end up with a confusion. Whatever knowledge you are having, it's good. I'm not saying it won't work, it will work. But when we enter into the module, then you can start comparison between what is the knowledge you did, what are the end user activity you are doing, and what is the configuration back end what we are doing. Okay? Then you can compare. That could be any other softwares also. It could be Oracle, you are working on Oracle, you are working on SAP, you are working on JD Edwards, you can working on PeopleSoft. See, the business processes will be same. We need to understand, we need to map it. So we need to see ourselves, right, within a year in this particular role, not at this role. Consultant role we need to work. This is our main aim, our motive. Okay, so here we'll go into. So as I said that, so as if we select as a consultant, then we will get any of the project. We will get any of the project, right? So here three, as I said, that 3 teams will be involved. So server provider, service provider, or software provider. Next one, end user, implementation partner, development partner, or consultant. Okay, so once the license is taken, then Infosys will pitch in to Ready Labs premises, right? So what are the implementation project is nothing but fresh project, because till now Ready Labs was using different softwares. Now they want to use SAP as their main software, right? So whenever they want to use SAP as a software, so that project we call it as a implementation project. Means we are doing installation, we are introducing, we are implementing SAP in the client place. So that project we call it as a implementation project, any fresh project. Clear? I'll tell you, there are different terminologies: greenfield project, brownfield project. I'll explain what exactly the greenfield project, which project we call it as a brownfield project. But as of now, just I'm explaining implementation project. That's a fresh project. Okay, right? As I said, that company decided to use SAP. What company? Ready Labs, our client, wants to use SAP in their company. Okay, so this particular project we call it as a implementation project. Now we are Infosys consultants as per this project. Okay, so here In implementation project, there are different phases in implementation project. These phases are also known as SAP methodology. I said SAP methodology, not ASAP methodology. Okay, so A stands for accelerated step by step SAP methodology. Okay, any organization will follow whatever software they are using. For the first time they are introducing, they need to follow this. So what is the first phase? Project preparation phase. What is the first phase? Project preparation phase. Next one, business blueprint phase. Next one, realization phase. Next one, final preparation phase. Next one, go live phase. Okay. So we will see all the documentation. Normally our consulting role will start. In interview, they may ask you, again, I'm telling you, in interview, they will ask you, have you ever involved in any implementation project? Okay. If you say yes, if you said yes, then they ask you which phase you started your work in implementation project. Okay. So never ever say, if you are applying for any consulting role, never ever say that you have started your work from project preparation phase. Normally, project preparation phase will be handled by your project managers and projects lead, as last time we discussed. And business blueprint phase is also handled by your project managers and project leads. So whenever you say as a consultant role or a senior consultant role or lead consultant role, then say that, okay, till manager role, you can say that I have started work from realization phase onwards. But I know you can say that immediately. I know these two phases also because I have closely worked with my seniors. Understood? Never 100% they'll try to pull your leg. So which phase? You are keeping a 5 years or 6 years or 7 years experience of SAP. Okay. And you said that I have done 2 implementations, end-to-end or 1 end-to-end implementations. Then definitely the first question they are going to ask you is which phase of methodology you have started working. So majority people doesn't know what are the different phases, right? So they will say that they'll start it from starting onwards. Starting in the sense, what is the starting phase? Project preparation phase. Immediately they'll cut over there itself. So never say that I am having a knowledge on this because I closely worked with my leads. So that's the reason I know these 2 phases, but I have started working from realization phase. Is that clear? Any questions?
Yes. Realization in the sense, whatever the prepared by project manager in the project preparation phase, that we need to update in the
System.
System. Okay.
Yeah, whatever configuration we are going to do from realization phase only. Means the systems will come into the picture. Till these 2 phases, no system will come into the picture. No software is coming into the picture. Only the discussions, documentations will be prepared in these 2 phases.
So it's like a preparation of a blueprint of a project before it's going to come.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone? Any other questions? Yeah. So after realization phase, we have a final we are going to discuss everything. Already we did these 2 phases, but still I'll give you a glance because we got a 1 week gap. So project preparation phase. What do you mean by project preparation phase? The project preparation phase is nothing but starting step, first step, right? So all the documentations will be prepared in the project preparation phase. I'll show you every document, at least a dummy document. I'll provide you a dummy document, clear? At each and every phase, whatever business blueprint, as is document, how it looks, to be document, clear? Once we're done with the AP module, I'll show you all the documentation, clear? So here, first one, as I said, that in project preparation phase, we will have a different documents. One is project, first document we are going to prepare, project agreement document. Project agreement document. And remember one thing, remember one thing. We have two teams here. We will have two teams in this project, implementation project. One is from Infosys, that is nothing but from development partner. Okay. And one is from end user team. Okay. That is from implementation partner. Implementation partner, development partner. Development partner, we call them as a consultants, right? We are consultants. We are going to come from Infosys, and whatever team is coming from Ready Labs, whatever example we took, implementation partner, they are considered as a core team members. Core team members means, for example, as I said that there is an accounts payable process, accounts receivable process, GL process, payment team, right? Any other teams, right? So master data team, vendor master data team, customer master data team. So there are separate teams are there. Material management team, purchasing department team, marketing department team. So for example, accounts payable team, there are 20 members are there. AR team, there are 25 members, right? And what we call payment team, they have a 10 members. Like that, we have a different team with different people. So in Ready Labs, who are working already on different softwares. So they are going to start a new software in their organization. Whatever department people who are working in AP, okay, in that most experienced people will be there, middle level people will be there, and entry level people also there, and who are having good experience, people who may have good experience on their departmental activities, right? There are out of 20 in accounts payable, 3 people or 2 people are very much good in their activities, department activities. They know everything in and out of accounts payable. And 2 people in AR department out of 20, only 2 people are there. They knows everything in AR. And from payment team, out of that, 1 person knows everything. Clear? So like that, they will pick 2 people from each department, 2, 1, 3, something like that. And they are going to involve in this implementation project from end user side. That is nothing but Ready Lab side. And we are going to call them as a core team members. Who are the core team members? Core team members are nothing but an end user team who are experts in their departmental activities. They know complete business flow. They know the complete process flow. Okay, that we will call it as a business process. What do you mean by business process? Business process is nothing but starting to end activity. End-to-end activity. We call it as a one process. Business process. Clear? So in that, what is the project preparation phase? Right? Project agreement will be prepared. What is this document? In this document, implementation partner. Who is the implementation partner? Service receiver. Who is the service receiver here? Ready Labs. Right? Ready Labs and service provider. Okay, development partner, Infosys. Both will prepare. We in the sense our project lead or project manager. Okay, and core team member side project manager will sit and they will prepare this agreement. Project agreement will be prepared by both the project managers of both the teams. That is from Infosys and as well as a Ready Labs team. Okay, in this they will mention only about cost. What would be the cost of the project? What would be the cost of the project? And what would be the duration of the project? Right? And how the end user company is going to pay the amount, how many installments, timeliness of the payment, how they are going to pay. So all the details will be mentioned in this agreement. That is called project agreement document. So only cost related things will be discussed in project agreement document. And next one more document will be prepared. Project scope document. Project scope document. So remember this thing. This first document, agreement. And next one, project scope document. For example, as I said that project scope document in the sense how many modules SAP has provided to Ready Labs when they purchase the license.
36.
36. But how many are required for Ready Labs?
10 or 12.
10 or 12. For example, we will take 12. Okay. They require 12 modules, but SAP has given 36 modules, right? So we will prepare what are the required modules for Ready Labs. Out of 36, how many are required for Ready Labs? So that we will call it as a in scope. Whatever Ready Labs is required out of 36, that we call it as a in scope. And whatever are not required, we will call them as an out of scope. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So this will be again discussed by project managers from service provider team. So who is going to decide in scope and out scope? Project manager from Infosys. So don't take every time Infosys. Service provider. Consulting time, project manager. Clear? Next one, project plan. What do you mean by a project plan? Project plan also prepared by both sides of project managers or project leads. Clear? In this document, the duration of the project will be mentioned. So we have done with the project agreement. We have done with the project scope, right? And after that, once we understood how many departments it required, how many modules they required, on the basis of that, on the basis quantifying, then they will go for duration of the product. Is it related to? Normally, any implementation projects will have a greater than 1 year. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Clear? So project plan document will be prepared, both the sides of project managers. In this document, the duration of the project will be mentioned, and start date and end date, tentative. Start date means when they are going to start the project, right? And when tentatively it's going to be end will be mentioned in that document. Clear? End date accurately we can't mention. Again, I'm telling you. So tentatively we will mention. There they will mention tentative end date. So from there, 1 month or 2 months or 6 months, max to max, it can be extended, or it can be done before that also. Fine. Next one. This is called your project plan document. And after that, project team. So just know what we discussed. Project team. So once the project agreement, project scope, project plan documents are ready, then the project team will be identified. The project team will be identified. So how many members are going to be involved from end user side? From end user side, how many people are going to be involved from end user side? So whoever are involved according to department, then they are considered as a core team members, which I've highlighted. Okay, core team. So never ever say interview. I use mentioned it as I'm having a 6 years experience. So definitely they will ask what are the activities you did as a core team member. So we will consider core team member is nothing but a consultant, because I'm not sure what is a CTM, right? Core team. Then I'll say that, okay, I have done the configuration and I have done the GL configuration. I am very good at APP configuration and everything I said. But again, he'll stress, as a core team member, you did all this configuration. If you're not familiar with this terminology, you will say that, yes, I did as the same. Then definitely, again, they will cut, because whatever experience we are showing here, that is not a real-time experience. It's a kind of fake experience. Even though you are having a skill set of configuration, but the basic terminology we don't have. So remember this thing, core team members are nothing but end users side. And our cup of tea is not end user side. Our cup of tea, we are going to work as a consultant. And if you are keeping experience as a consultant, then never ever use a term called core team. Is that clear? And how many people are going to be involved from Infosys side? So consultant, we know that how many types of consultants we have? Functional consultant and technical consultants. Fine. So next one, so everything. Now team is identified. Team is identified. Then next we are going to discuss about hardware and software facilities. We are going to discuss about hardware and software facilities. Means team is identified. Now we are ready to start work. But before that, we need to understand, right? The project managers will discuss, both the project managers. So how many laptops are required for both the teams? How many desktops are required, right? What would be the network? What would be the bandwidth, right? How many telephone lines are required if needed, right? How many tabs or palm tabs are required? So what are the different softwares are required, like Microsoft Office tools, right? Or whatever PDF software tools, right? Snagit or whatever, etc. So everything they will discuss in this hardware and software facilities, and that will be documented. That will be documented. Okay. And after that, other facilities. Again, I am reiterating, other facilities also very important. So minute things they are going to discuss in other facilities. So what do you mean other facilities? For example, as I said, our client is in, for example, Switzerland. Our client is in Switzerland, and we are traveling to Switzerland as an Infosys consultant. Correct? So we need to travel. We need to travel to Switzerland. So who are going to bear that airway tickets, right? Normally that will be borne by the consultant or client itself, right? Accommodation, who is going to bear? Transportation. For example, you got an accommodation in a hotel. So probably there is a 5 kilometers distance is there from your restaurant, hotel, whatever boarding you are having, right? From there to your office, client office. So 5 kilometers. So you need to have a transportation. Who is going to bear that transportation, right? And same time, who is going to provide the breakfast? Who is give the snacks? Who is going to bear the lunch and dinner? Who are going to, on beverages, who are going to pay it, right? Everything, minute to minute things will be discussed, and that will be documented. So whatever other thing which is not relevant to project, so that comes under other facilities. Okay. And after that, majority other facilities, like boarding and lodging, transportation, food facilities, and all refreshments, etc. Right? So that will be normally 99% client will bear it, or in the budget, they are going to bear it. And same time, kickoff meeting. So everything is done. Everything is done. Kickoff meeting will be conducted. Kickoff meeting in the sense, see, in end user side, kick to start this this one. So they will call all the what we call end user side employees, right? Business process owners and everyone they will call, and they will arrange one meeting, right? And in that, because majority people from end user side, Reddy Labs doesn't know what is happening. Only 20 to 30 people from end user side are involved in this project. But other, for example, 3,000 people are there. 3,000 people are there. Out of 3,000, 200 people are involved in this particular project. And how about 2,800 people are not aware what is happening? So they will call all the employees, okay, direct or indirect employees. They will call, they will arrange a meeting, right? In that, they are going to declare that they are going to start a new software. They are going to introduce new software, clear? Which is going to be start on date, which date they are going to start the project, when it's going to be go live, and what would be the end date, and what are the trainings they are going to get. So everything will be discussed in that particular kickoff meeting. In that kickoff meeting, clear? Everything. So everyone will have some knowledge, something they will know that, okay, it's going to be effect so-and-so date. We are not going to use the existing software from after so-and-so date. So they will get a clear, crystal clear clarity on that, right? Once it's done, then, so this is about your project preparation phase. right? And after this, after everything is completed, documentation, then next one more documentation will be prepared. Okay, second phase, that is business blueprint phase. Business blueprint phase. So it's very, very important, business blueprint phase, right? So from here we can get the documentation. So there will be two documents will be prepared in a business blueprint phase. One is as is document, okay, and another one is to be document. What do you mean when as is document? As is document is nothing but, so before implementation, whatever existing software they are using, existing system they are using, how the business process is going on, okay, that document will be prepared by the core team members. That document will be prepared by core team members. Point to point they will prepare, point to point, right? From start to end, complete business sequence, complete sequence of activities. What do you mean by business process? Sequence of activity of one process, where it will start, where it ends. The complete sequence we will write. That is called a business process. What do you mean business process? Right? Business process is nothing but sequence of activities from where it will start and where it's going to be end. Right? So that cycle, we are going to call it as a business process. And whatever business, this document, as is document, will be prepared by the core team members. Will be prepared by the core team because they know the departmental activities, they know their business process. So everything in Oracle they are using, for example, every step, how invoice will come, how they will punch, right? And after that, how it goes to the payment, how the requisition will be raised, right? How the procurement team will approach the vendors for sourcing list, right? And after that, how they are going to do, how they are going to receive the goods, GRIR, whatever we call, how they are going to receive the goods, right? And after, at the time of receiving the goods, what is the entry is generating in Oracle, right? And after that, after goods receipt, vendor will send an invoice. So after receiving invoice, what is the entry it's entering into Oracle, right? After payment, what would be the output, right? So everything point to point they will mention in the document, everything. So that document we call it as a as is document, as is document. And this document will be prepared by the core team members. That is nothing but end user. Next one, there is one more document, to be document. So after understanding as is document, so the development partner side, that is nothing but consultant side. So there would be there are different consultants again. FI consultant, we are FI consultants. There will be a CO consultants. There will be MM consultants, SD consultants, HR consultants. All the consultants will involve. So now we understood what is the business process of end user. So what we will do after implementation of SAP, how the business process will be in future. So what would be the disadvantages in their existing system and how they can be overcome in the current new system. So we will write everything point to point, right? What are the reports we can't generate in other software? So what are the additional reports we can generate in the current SAP system? So everything we will return, we in the sense consultants, right? And that document, because still not implemented. If you implement, then your process will be like this. So that document will be prepared by the development partner side. That is nothing but software specialists. That is nothing but either Infosys, Wipro consultants will do this activity. So that document is known as a to-be document. That is known as a to-be document. So in as-is document, we found that entire departments is having 80 business processes. So total, how many activities are there? So they have total 80 different activities are there, right? So in the to-be document, we understood what are the different 80 documents, right? As a functional consultant, right? SAP has given the dump, complete dump SAP has given, right? So out of 80 business processes, directly without anything, whatever SAP standards are there, we can configure. Configure is nothing but without writing a single line program, okay, we can configure up to 73 business processes. Out of 80 business processes of end user, how many we can directly map? 73 business processes we can directly map, which means the solution is given by SAP standard. There is no need. Directly we can configure. We use the terminology mapping, we call it as a configure, nothing but lift and shift. That's it. So out of 80 business processes, how many business processes we can directly configure? How many we can configure directly? 70.
73.
Okay. And how many we are not able to configure?
7.
7. Out of 80, we can configure 73. So SAP standard is because there are some specific processes will be there of client. Only this client will do that. Other clients will not do that. Right? Probably. So there is a chance. So what happens is those 7 business processes which we can't map directly. We can't do configuration directly with SAP standard configuration. Okay, which means that we are going to leave the project? No. So SAP is most flexible software compared to any other ERPs. SAP is the most powerful, flexible software. It is clear. So why we call it as a flexible in the sense? So we are not able to configure 7 business processes. Okay. And those are called, we call it as a gaps. Those are called as a gaps. Means this Ready Labs will specially use these 7 business processes. So probably 90% companies will not use those specific business processes, right? So for this 7 business processes, which we can't find in SAP standard, we will call them as a gaps, right? So what we need to do now, we are, as a functional consultant, we can't develop the gaps. As a functional consultant, what is our job? We need to understand the business process of customer, client, right? Whatever configuration SAP standard is provided, that configuration we are going to map with a client requirement. That is our functional consultant job. Understood? But whatever pending 7 gaps are there, so what we need to do, we will approach, there is a separate team called programming team. We call them as a ABAP team or ABAP consultants, Advanced Business Application Program Consultants. So in the backend, whatever SAP screens are developed, that will be written in a programming language called ABAP programming language. Whatever screens you are going to see in future, so that all are developed in ABAP language, right? Now, this 7 business process directly we can map. So what we will do is that requirements, we will understand those requirements of client, and that requirement we will take it to ABAPer. We will take it to as a function. We are a functional consultant and ABAPer is a technical consultant. So we will try to understand completely what is a client requirement, what is the output they are expecting, right? We will understand thoroughly. The next we will go to the ABAP consultant and we will explain them. This is a client requirement. We need to update the screens according to their requirement. So then ABAPer, once ABAPer understand the requirement, they will write the program according to the requirement of client. They will develop the screens according to the requirement of client, and that is called customization. Configuration and customization are 2 different things. Customization is nothing but a developments. Development means who will do? As a functional consultant, are we going to develop? No, absolutely not. In entire our functional consultant career, we are not going to write a one-line program. We are not going to write single line program. Remember this. Who will write? It's not our job. Our job is only configure, which SAP standard is providing. We need to map them. That's it. That is our job. If any customer special requirements are there, then that has to be taken care by ABAPer. And they need to develop. So that is called customization. Customer requirement, according to customer requirement, whatever development will be done by the ABAPer, that is called customization. And once it is customized, we will see that as a functional consultant, and we will configure, we will map the according to client business process. Understood? So that will be there in the to be document. So what are the things will be there? Okay. It will be shown whatever we will mention whatever standard business process plus what are the gaps and what are the developments. Fine. So business blueprint document is which contains what is the things will be contained. As is document means as which who has provided that. Core team member, whatever document he has provided, that will be mentioned. Plus to be document, what are the configurations we have done, that will be mentioned. And developments, what are the customized things are there, that also we will develop in this business blueprint document. Once these documents are prepared, the consultant will send. Who will prepare those documents? Clear? Our project manager. Even though he is considered as a consultant only, but what role he is having as a consultant? Project manager role. So what he will do, he will send that document to CTMs. Means the end user side who are involved in this project, CTMs. So after preparation of as is document, after preparation of to be document, next one developments, whatever are there, that will be send it to the document. Okay, hard copies will be soft copies will be send it to CTMs. So they will check everything, their business processes, they will check and they will say, okay, sometimes they may come up with queries. So this is not correct. This is something we didn't understood. So we need to clarify. The project manager need to clarify them, everything. Once they are okay, the CTMs are okay. Clear? Once the CTMs are okay, satisfied CTMs, the CTMs are satisfied, the solutions which we are given consultants, then these documents will be forwarded to BPOs. So once CTMs are okay, CTMs are say that everything is fine, then that will be sent to owner of the business process owner, right? So who is taking care of entire activities, right? So he will check because he is having more knowledge than the CTMs because he is taking care of end-to-end business. So once we forwarded them, then sometimes he may come with queries, right? Once again, we resolved, we given the solutions to him or she, then, okay, if they are satisfied, if BPO is satisfied, business process owner is satisfied, okay, once the business process owner accepts the changes and everything, then the signing process will come into the picture. Very, very important. So probably you can say that, okay, I have involved in realization phase, but I saw the signing process. You can say that. I saw the signing process and I have done the signing. So what kind of signing it is done? So here, okay, what that will do? The consultants will take hard copy. Means they will take the printouts of business blueprint document. They will take the hard copy of business blueprint document and they will take signatures. First, they will take signatures of BPO. Who first signature from whom they will take? BPO signature, nothing but end user business owner, process owner. He will sign on all the documentation and we call that as a signature 1. We call it as a signature 1. Once the BPO business process owner is signed, then that will be handed over to CTMs. Whoever, whatever 200 members or 80 members, 20 members are involved from end user side. Okay, all the CTMs need to sign. All the CTMs need to sign. And that signature, we call it as a signature 2. Second signature. Once CTMs are signed, then next the project manager from end user side need to sign. Okay, that is called signature 3. Signature 3. Once the project manager from end user side implementation partner is signed, okay, then the fourth signature, project manager from development partner side. Project manager from development partner. That is nothing but Infosys project manager or Accenture project manager or Wipro project manager who is doing this one. They need to sign. That will call signature 4. And at the end, the consultants who are going to involve, right, from Infosys, that is nothing but we are considered as a functional consultant, and other consultant will also their technical consultant, right? From functional consultant, we are FI consultants and MM consultants, CO, all the consultants need to sign. That is considered as a signature 5th. So there are total 5 phases, 5 processes in signature. Okay, signature 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who will do the last signature? Functional consultant. Who will do the first signature? Business process owner. Who will do the second signature? CTMs. Who will do the third signature? Project manager of implementation partner. That is nothing but Ready Labs. And who will do the fourth signature? Project manager of development partner. That is nothing but Infosys. Is this clear? Any questions still here? Any questions?
So these signatures are to say that whatever we
A bit louder, please. Sorry, I'm not able to hear.
Naveen, you mean to say the signatures will be done by the consultants, that saying that whatever they have done is correct and exact, right?
No, we are accepting whatever gaps are there, whatever developments we are going to do. The process looks like that. So we are accepting.
Accepting, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. The most important phase is realization phase. The actual work will start in this particular phase. So in interview, they may ask you, as somebody asked, so which phase you have involved in the project? From the starting or some other? So we, as a consultant, if you're not into project manager role or a project lead role, then definitely we are going to involve in implementation project at realization phase. Understood? So here, what do you mean by realization phase? The actual work on the real work, practical work will start in this particular phase. Okay. And there will be servers in this particular phase. So the real hardware things will come into the picture in this particular phase. In this, there will be minimum 3 servers. Okay, according to business size, according to the transaction size, that server's capacity will be there. But any project, it could be a development project, it could be an implementation project, support project, or rollout project, or any other project, minimum 3 servers will be there. Minimum, that is. Okay. 3 servers with 3 clients.
Naveen, I have one question here.
Yes.
Realization phase, whatever, if it is an implementation phase, you mean to say that it's a new start of the SAP.
Correct.
So if it is an upgradation or changeover, so it is an implementation?
No, it is an upgradation project.
It's an upgradation. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We will see that also, upgradation projects and all. Okay. So now, as I said, that majority projects now we are going to get as an upgradation projects only. Majority. But even though we have an n number of implementations are also going on. Okay. So next one, we need to understand here client concept. I said 3 servers, 3 clients. 3 servers and 3 clients. Very, very important. People won't understand the client concept. Clear? And they will start working. But without having a knowledge on client concept, it's really a challenge when we went to a client place. And if you are explaining something to the client, because again, client will have a business process knowledge very much higher than us. Same time, they will, if any new things are coming into the picture, because they are going to be the responsible persons, because they are going to involve as a core team member representing core team members. So they need to give the trainings to others. And as long as they are in the system, they need to give. Everyone will ask, point out them if you are involved in this particular project. So that's the reason they will try to always pull our legs. Trust me that. We should be always with open mind, stating we are supposed to be ready to learn anything and everything. Because they will consider as a supremos. Consultants are supremos for them. But if we are not able to address them at least for few questions, clear, then they will start. They will understand that we are worthless. They will straight away, they will say, if the client is from Europe, then straight away on our face, they say that you are wasteless creature. You can't do this functionality. If you won't understand their business process. Okay, so that's the reason to overcome this challenge, to overcome that difficulty, we have introducing in this particular course, we are introducing this academic knowledge, accounting also, as I said earlier also, because business process in the sense, they will work on a core accounting. If you are, our module is a finance module. Finance is nothing but accounting, core accounting. So if you don't have a core accounting knowledge, at least 20%, which is business requires, right? We know I'm good at configuration. I'm very good at configuration. I can do anything in the configuration part, but I am very poor in business, understanding business process. Then what would be the logic? If you won't understand business process, then how you will do the configuration? So majority people will come out and they say that. So again, literally majority people will come out and say that, okay, cracking interview is very easy, but working with the client is very challenging. It's a real tough job. But trust me, if you know the business process, you know you are having a knowledge on accounting or whatever thing you are doing, at least, I'm not saying 100% we need to have. No, at least 15 to 20%. If we have, and the consulting job would be more easier than any other job, any other government job. I'm telling you. I'm not saying that government jobs are easy, but still we can have some relaxation time. If you know the business process perfectly, with flying colors, we can play with them. Initially, they will try to pull our leg. Once we address their queries, then definitely they will treat us like anything. So that's the reason in this particular course, wherever I faced challenges in initial stage, so I have included everything in this particular course. So that's the reason our course will be get delayed. And trust me, if it is getting delayed by 1 month or 1.5 months, don't feel that we are losing everything. If it is getting delayed also, again, I'm telling you, new things are going to be added in this particular course. So we are going to learn a lot of new things. Fine. So that is the main agenda of this particular course. And next one. So as I said, that client concept. Very important to understand. Initially, we will have some sort of hiccups to understand because it's absolutely new for us. Absolutely new for us. But as long as we spend little time in this particular course, you will understand what exactly the client and what we are doing and all. Because still no majority people out of this, whoever are involved, 5 or people, 6 are involved. So probably you have not seen the system at few, I'm saying not all. So the people who are having a challenge, not yet seen the system, then those people will face little challenge. But once we spend little time in this particular course, then definitely that will be get rid of. Okay. So next one, what do you mean by client? A client is an organizational and legal entity. Again, mark this particular word, legal entity. Okay, legal entity in the SAP system. So why I am asking you to highlight this legal entity? We will discuss more about legal entity in next week session when I take accounting class. Without the base of accounting, we can't do it. Okay, so in the SAP system, it is independent unit. It is an independent unit. Okay, in the R3 system, already we discussed what do you mean by R3 system. What is R3? R stands for? Yes. What is R? Yes, no. We did right. R3, R1, R2, R2.
Real time.
Real time. So 3-tier structure, right? 3-tier, 3 layers. One is, what is the first layer? What is the first layer?
R1 like real time single
No,
tier
R
system.
is nothing but real time. What are the 3 layers we have? Normal in your mobile phone.
Presentation layer, application layer, and database layer.
Correct, in your mobile phone also you will have 3 layers, right? One is a presentation layer, nothing but your screen. Application layer is nothing but your what we call app store or play store. And database layer from where? For example, as I said that you want to download a WhatsApp. So what you will do, you will give in your front end presentation layer, that is nothing but your screen. You will enter there and automatically, how? By opening application layer. By opening application layer, that is nothing but what is your application layer? In iOS, it is nothing but App Store. In Android, it is nothing but Play Store. So you'll open the Play Store and you will request for download WhatsApp. Then what it will do, the presentation, whatever request you have done to your Play Store, that will go to the WhatsApp database. And from there it will request and it will download on your presentation layer. Right? So that is called R3. Don't forget, what are the 3 tiers? 3 tiers are nothing but your database layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Application layer is a mediator between. Application layer is nothing but your RAM, your random access memory. However, how much fast your RAM is, how much higher grade your RAM is, your system will work on that, not on the database layer. It all depends upon your application. That is nothing but RAM. What is a RAM? Application layer. Application layer is nothing but RAM memory. So that's the reason people will check how much RAM. Mobile also 32 GB, 256 GB. Now it go to 1 TB also. Earlier we don't have 2 GB or 3 GB. We had, sorry, 4 GB maximum. But now it went to 1 TB. Okay. So these are the R3. Okay. So here, so legal entity, when we are saying it's an independent unit. It's an independent unit. Fine. So before this, I'll go to back to, give me 2 minutes, sir. I'll just be back. Give me 2 minutes. sorry. Okay. So here, when I say legal entity, what do you mean by legal entity? Before understanding the client concept, what do you mean by an entity?
A business unit.
Sorry,
A business unit like region.
I didn't get you. I'm sorry, its voice is not clear. Your voice is cracking.
So entity is a business, legal entity is a business.
But why we are calling it as a legal entity?
So
On
legal,
what basis we are calling it as a legal entity?
it's a business data, whatever that it contains. It will be stored in that entity. So
Yeah.
what are the things like whatever the assets, liabilities, all will be posted into that, and and the financial, I think financial report also will be based on the legal entity.
Yeah.
So if the entity is a storing of data and knowing that business health for that entity.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll accept. Correct. It's perfect, but still, in layman perspective, I'll tell you what is a legal entity. Why we are calling it as an entity? The exact meaning of entity is legally recognized. What do you mean by legal entity? Entity is nothing but a recognition as by law. So how? I'll tell you. For example, as you said, business data. What exactly business? What do you mean by business? What do you mean by business? What exactly business is? Clear? So here again, when I come back to an account perspective, there is an entity concept. Remember this concept, and majority, 100% you people know about it, but I would like to reiterate once again. Entity concept, this legal entity, whatever we are doing, this is derived from this entity concept, right? What do you mean by an entity concept? Entity concept is nothing but owner. What entity concept says is owner is separate or different from business. Okay. Owner is separate from business. Business in the sense anything that could be any organization, any company who works for money, profit motive. Okay. Who is right? Then that is considered as a business organization, right? Next one, company or whatever you call. So owner is different from business. What entity means? What it says is one thumb rule in entity concept is whenever we do accounts, we need to consider, remember this, we need to consider as a business, not owner. We always prepares the accounts in business point of view, not owner point of view. This is the most important thing to remember. So here, entity concept. What entity concept says? Owner is different from business. Owner is different from business, right? And whenever we do accounts, any financial, this thing, okay, then we need to consider ourselves. Sorry, I missed here. We need to consider ourselves as a business, not the owner. Understood? Not the owner. And how we will prepare the accounts? We always prepare the accounts in business point of view, not owner point of view, because owner is different and business is different. Clear? So why we are calling it as a entity, as I said, that recognition. So what recognition we are giving to a business here? I know owner is nothing but a person, right? As according to us, owner is nothing but a person, so we have a recognition to him. But what kind of recognition we are giving to business? That is nothing but a client. What kind of recognition we are giving to a business, right? Then what entity concept says, according to that, we need to consider ourselves as a business, not the owner. Not the owner. Correct? Sorry, not the owner, correct? So what does it mean? So according to accounts, the person, we have an account called personal account. I'll explain in depth when we do our accounting. So personal account. So what do you mean by a personal account? The account, I'm not going with the rules now. The account which deals with the business, with the persons. Okay, the account which deals with the persons, those accounts, don't take me wrong, I'm giving in upper cases, right? Don't take me wrong, just for to highlight these things, I am taking in uppercase. Okay, the account which deals with persons, those accounts are known as personal accounts. Those accounts are known as personal accounts. Clear? Then, according to personal accounts, the persons are classified into three types. One is natural persons, artificial persons. Next one, representative persons. Representative persons. So what do you mean by natural person? Okay, what do you mean by natural person? Who are natural persons? Natural persons. Okay, all human beings who are natural person, human beings, you know who are human beings? All human beings who are involved in all economic activities, like buying and selling, receipts and payments of money or money's worth. Right? All the human beings who are involved in all economic activities like buying and selling activity, right? Receipts and payments, okay, for money or money's worth, then all those human beings are considered as a natural persons. So all we are involved right now, right? Then we are considered as a natural person. For example, a mentally retarded person is there, right? So he may not involved in all economic activities. So as per accounts, will he consider as a natural person? Will he considered as a natural person? Yes, no?
I just missed the question. Could you please repeat it again?
I'll repeat once again. See, who are the natural persons? All the human beings who are involved in buying and selling activities, right? Economic activity. What do you mean economic activity? Buying and selling activity. Receipts and payment of cash or cash worth. Then all those people are considered as a natural persons. Now I'm Naveen. Naveen is a natural person. Pawan is a natural person. Bhavani is a natural person. Amrit is a natural person. Correct? Why? Because we have involved. But if I take a person is there who is mentally retarded. So is he going to involved in any buying and selling activity directly? A receipt and payment of cash directly?
No.
No, right? Then is he considered as a natural person?
No.
Absolutely not. Who is a natural person? Even person who is going to be involved in these activities, then only is considered natural. If the person is not involving in these activities, then absolutely is not going to consider as a natural persons. Right? Yes, no.
Yes.
Yeah. Next one.
Yeah.
The very important artificial person. Artificial persons. Who are artificial persons? Artificial persons are nothing but who are not natural. Means they are not human beings. They are not human beings, but still involved. But still, they are not human beings, but still involved in all economic activities, like buying and selling activity, receipts and payments of cash, or cash worth, money or money's worth. Then all those persons are considered as artificial persons. Got my point? Who are artificial persons? They are not human beings, who are not human beings, but still they involve in buying and selling activities, receipts and payments activities. Then they are considered as an artificial persons. Like, who are the artificial persons?
Bank.
Why bank?
Because
Any business,
Why?
sorry, any business is called an artificial person because
Why?
it is because the company name is an artificial. It is not a natural person. So it's created by humans.
No.
So any
See,
business is
in
done.
simple words, I'll tell you. For example, you paid a college fees, right? You made a transaction. That is nothing but you paid a college fees of 50,000. So when I asked what you did with the 50,000, so what would be your answer? What
Paid
you
the
did?
college fees.
Paid the college fees, correct? But
Yeah.
does the college is directly receiving from you, or some accountant or cashier will receive is going to be received?
Some accountant.
But are we saying I paid fee to a clerk or fee to an accountant? Are we saying are we paid a college fee? What we are saying?
We are saying it's payment of a college.
College, right? We are considering college, means even though directly college is not receiving, but still we are saying we paid the college fees, right? Same thing, you purchased a dress from some shop, for example, Lifestyle, right? So when someone asks me, where did you purchase it? From where you bought it? I bought it from Amazon, for example. So does Amazon directly selling us? Absolutely not. Right? But still we are considering Amazon as a person. You purchased a dress from Lifestyle. So what you said, from where you bought this? From Lifestyle. But Lifestyle doesn't sell you directly. Either a salesperson will sell you, but still we are not saying that we purchased from a salesperson. We are saying that we purchased from Lifestyle. So we are considering Lifestyle as a person. Understood? So because Lifestyle is involved in selling, right? College is involved in receipt. Bank, we are withdrawn cash from the bank. So we will say that even though accountant will give, cashier will give the cash to us, for example, but still what we will say, we withdraw from bank. We didn't say that we are withdraw from accountant or clerk or cashier. Understood? So bank, businesses, schools, colleges, theaters, cinema halls, restaurants, right? Which are created as an artificial persons, which is having, why they are considered as a legal entity? Because entity is, as I said, that recognition. What kind of recognition we have given them? We have given them a recognition called artificial persons. Legally, they are considered as artificial persons according to law, right? So that entity concept, entity, legal entity, asset recognition. What kind of recognition we have given them? Even though they are not persons, we have given them. We are considering them as an artificial person. We are created as a person according to law. So that is the reason we call it as a legal entity. That could be anything. That could be a business, that could be a company, that could be an organization, that could be a restaurant, hotel, cinema theater, or college, hospital, anything. That is artificial persons. Those are artificial persons. Clear? Any questions?
Yes. No.
So when it comes to here, okay, so that's the reason we call it as a client. Who is a client? Client is he's not here, whatever company we are taking, Ready Labs, right? So here in general, client means customer. But in SAP, we have a different terminology of client. Okay, so where we store in a server, we need to store data, right? In server, we need to store the data, right? So wherever we store the data, and that storage part, we will give one number in SAP. We will give some 3-digit number. Wherever the data is stored, right? We will give 3-digit number to that storage area. So that we consider it as a client. So in real-time environment, client means a customer. But here in SAP environment, who is a client? Client is nothing but where the data is stored. Where the data is stored. Okay. And it will have a 3-digit code. 3-digit code. And it starts from 000 to 999, ends with 999. It will start, client number will start from 000 and ends with 999. So 1,000 client numbers we can have. Who is a client in SAP environment? Client is nothing but where this data is stored, right? There could be one client in one server or number of clients in one server. So how many clients we can have in one server? From 000 to 999 clients. So 1,000 clients we can have maximum. Understood, everyone? So what kind of data we can store? That is nothing but user master data. Next one, customizing data. Next one, application data. So what kind of data we can store in this particular client? Okay, anything. This could be one number client, one client, or 1,000 clients. So, but client number will be how many digits?
3 digits.
3 digits. You can, whenever you in your systems also, you can check. Whenever you log in, about to that, there will be a client number. 120, 130, 160, 180, 190, but it will have a 3-digit only. But what are the client numbers we can give maximum? It will start from 000 to maximum how many? 999.
999.
Okay. So what are the data we can store? User master data. Nothing but user record and user authorizations we can store. For example, you have joined in your organization, right? And they have given you, you have joined an organization, they have given you SAP user ID, right? With some credentials in the sense you have joined as a manager and one person has joined as an associate, right? There are 2 other user IDs will be created. One user ID is for you and one user ID is for other person, right? So in that particular user ID, so what are the authorizations you will have? So you are a manager or senior manager and the other person has joined a fresher. So both will have a same authorizations. Same will have a same authorizations?
No.
No, right? So your records will be maintained. What is your designation? what are your roles and responsibilities, what are the different authorizations you will have. So that entire things will be stored as a user master in your client. That will be stored. So however, you are trying to post some entry, right? You are trying to post some entry and SAP will show an error message, you are not authorized. You are trying to get some transaction code where, for example, you are working on AP and you are trying to do some payment process transaction code. Clearly, it will show that you are not authorized. From where you are getting that? Means your roles and your responsibilities, your authorizations are already stored in this particular client, whatever you are using. So that's the reason it will check with your user ID and it will check your authorizations. If you are using something different which is not there in your authorization, then clearly it will show an error message. Hope you clear. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Next one, customizing data. What do you mean by customizing data? So as I said that client dependent, okay, client dependent customizing data. We know that SAP standard is providing some standard data, but still customized requirement was something different. So ABAPer has developed that according to the client requirement, and that particular entire data will be stored under this client only. Whatever customization we have done by the ABAPer, not we, ABAPer, so that entire things will be stored under client. Next one, user master, customization. Next one, application. So this is important. SAP application. SAP application in the sense you are using AP. Your application is accounts payable application, or FI, one application, or AR is one application, GL is one application. So in that GL, for example, I'm considering it as a GL end user. So over here, transactions, there are the master data are of two types. One is transactional master data, and next one, configurational master data, right? But for end user, the transaction data and master data are two different things. What is the difference between a master data and a transaction master data? Master data is nothing but, according to end user perspective, what do you mean by master data? Master data is nothing but which is not the data which is not going to change very frequently. What do you mean by master data? The data which is not going to change very frequently. That data we considered it as a master data. What do you mean by transactional data? The data which is going to be changed frequently. Then that is considered it as a transactional master data, transactional data. Clear? So in this, we will have master data, customer master data, vendor master data, GL master data, bank master data, tax master data. So everything will be stored in this application, right? And all will be stored under client. Everything will be stored under client. For example, if I take, okay, how many numbers we can take? What would be the, how many digits we can give? Who will take care of this client in the sense? The basis consultant, right? Technical consultant who is going to be take care of this particular client. He will create the numbers and everything. Clear? As per the client, our customer requirement, right? So how many digits we can have as a client number? If you are a basis consultant?
3 digits.
Sorry?
3 digits.
3 digits. So from where it will start?
000 to 999.
000 to and ends with
999.
999. Nothing more than that you can't give it in one particular company. Okay. So I am using, for example, I am Ready Labs. I am using SAP. So the client numbers, how many? Normally they won't use 1,000 clients. Hardly they will use 10 or 15 client numbers. That's it. According to their business environment, right? No one will use 1,000. But still, I'm saying. But Ready Labs now, Bajaj Electronics, Bajaj group of companies has also taken SAP as their software. So they can also use from 000 to 999. Right? Tata has taken. So Tata can also use 000 to 999 only. Fine, everyone. So here, so client number will be given. So those regarding those client numbers we will discuss. As I said, that's it. In physical SAP system, there can be multiple clients, right? In real time, as you are working as an end user, you can see different client numbers you are going to work. You will have a different authorizations. You will have a different accesses in different client numbers. Okay. So here in physical SAP system, there can be multiple clients with a standard installation. Okay, SAP delivers. See, normally when a client purchases SAP license, again they will ask you, right, in interview, very important. Majority, when I took interview, the people who came who don't have experience, they kept it as a 5, 6, 7 years experience. Okay, so normally what they will do is, see, for example, in training environment, SAP training environment, SAP has given some dedicated client number for training, client number for training, that is 800. Means training environment, this is nothing but IDES. So I'll explain what is exactly IDES is. So client, if you want to practice, then you need to practice under client across the globe. Client, what is the client number? 800. Next one, when we purchase the license from SAP, then SAP delivers standard clients. Those are nothing but 000 client, 0001 client, and 066 client. Okay, 000 client, 001 client, 066 client. So in interview, 100%, if he understood that your experience is not a real-time experience, so where can they caught us, in the sense this client concept? So they'll definitely ask you, what was your client? There is two different terminologies. What was your client? Who was your client? Right? Who was your customer? Client is nothing but customer over there. Who was your client? I can say that Reddy Labs. But what was your client? That is different again. Who was your client? What was your client? Who was your client? Reddy Labs or Tata, Bajaj or anything, right? But when he asked what was your client, then if you say again Reddy Labs or something, he will straight away says that I'm not asking who was your client. I'm asking what was your client. Means what is expecting? The number. Which number client you worked, right? So if you say 000, you got a confusion and you said that, okay, I worked under a client called 000 or 001 or 066. Okay, then definitely immediately you will cut over there. Why? Because the SAP delivers the predefined configurations, predefined these things in this particular clients. This is not meant for, we can't do any configuration, customization, real-time configuration, customization in these clients. I'll tell you what are these 3 clients. Understood? So never ever say these client numbers 000, 001 or 066. From 000 to 999, don't say that I have worked under these clients. Clear? And same time, don't use another client number, that is 800 client. 800 client. 800 client SAP has given dedicatedly for practice environment, training environment. So I always advise everyone, don't use 8 series at all. Don't use 8 series at all. If your interviewer is asking, what was your client? So never say 8 series client. Don't use it. Right? If you say that 830 client, then definitely they may get some sort of confidence that we don't have a real-time experience. Okay, even though real-time 830 may be used by the clients, but still they will have some sort of questions. So they'll try to pull your leg. So never use the term a client number 800 to 899. 800 to 8, don't use it at all. Okay. So only 800, 801, 812. There are few series is there. Hardly 4 numbers are there in 800 series. I'll show you that also. But my sincere advice, don't give 8 series number at all. Okay. Apart from that, 8 series, right? We don't use these 3 client numbers: 000 client, 001 client, and 066 client. Apart from these 4 clients, that 8 series plus these 3, we can say anything: 110, 120, 130, 150, 160, 170, anything. Clear? So that is so. Everything will be stored. The data will be stored in the client. What kind of data will be stored under the client? So here I have mentioned that. User master data, customization data, application data. User master data, the employees data, right? In the same SAP, they will configure. Customization. So whatever was not there in the SAP standard, that will be developed by ABAPer and that will be stored. And application data, what we configured, right? And the application data have 2 types. One is a master data and transactional data. So what do you mean by a master data? The data which will not change, which is not going to change frequently. Then the data is considered as a master data. And what do you mean by transactional data? The data which will change frequently, that data is considered as a transactional data. So we will see in depth in our next class about client. Any questions? Please raise your concerns.
No.
Okay. So I know. So one more thing, tomorrow I'll update whether we will have a class because tomorrow is festival Durgashtami. So I'll just update tomorrow's session. But next week onwards, we will have on a regular basis. Is that clear? Any other questions? Somebody is pinged. Now that's what somebody has pinged it. Tomorrow take Bhavani. That's what tomorrow I have cancelled the morning batch because of festival, because they have requested. And that's what I said the same thing to you people also. So we can have tomorrow. We may not have tomorrow class. We don't have class straight away. Okay. Next week onwards, we will have classes on a regular basis. Okay. I'll share this recording. Please go through once all the recordings, not tomorrow. So once before joining the next week class. So because we are getting it, but next week onwards, we won't get any sort of gaps. Fine. We will start our regular pace. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.